しかかってくじけそうになるたびまっすぐ前だけ見つめた暗闇を照らすようにきらめく赤い炎揺れる気持ち抱きしめてこの道を歩いてゆくあなたと出会いそして知った感情はいてつく氷さえも溶かしてく舞い上がれ乙女の翼よもう二度と迷わないように仲間と一緒に羽ばたくためにつなぎ合う手と手貫いて心の剣でロインネットでファン立ち向かう恋する力が必ず未来変えてゆくのだから
Hello everyone and welcome back to Koiken Otome. Today we're going to start the last route of this visual novel, which is Yuzu's route. I'll see you at the first multiple choice segment. And here we are. Do you have a plan or something? I agree. Wholeheartedly support her. A cutesy type? Stop joking around. Seems like this is new text because the skipping stopped. Wait, where's Yuzu? I look around at everyone drinking and don't see her smiling face anywhere. Wasn't Yuzu here just a moment ago?
ゆずちゃんならさっき部屋の方へ行ったみたいだけど。
この合宿の間に取ったデータを今晩のうちにまとめるって言ってたぞ。
大変だよね。感心しちゃうよ。
Yeah, and she always does a good job at it too. Even while she's our team's support, she even invented my Doryoke vessel. I'm sure it's been occupying all of her free time outside of sleep. And she's even working at this moment. I think maybe I should let her be, but Chiharu scowls at me.
ちょっと聖一くん、そこでのんびりしてる場合じゃないっしょ。
What's with you all of a sudden?
今日は特別に見逃してあげるから様子を見てきたら。
Check up? If she's consolidating data, wouldn't it be better if she did that by herself?
聖一くんは鈍感なくせに中途半端に気が回るんだよな。
What's that supposed to mean?
染谷はいつも聖一のことを手伝ったり応援したりしてくれてるだろ。たまには聖一の方が染谷を手伝ったり応援してやる側に回ってもいいんじゃないか？
I see. Even Jin says some smart things from time to time.
それに結構疲れてたみたいだから一人だとやっぱりちょっと心配だよね。様子を見に行ってもしもヤバそうな状況だったら僕たちを呼ぶといいよ。
Chiharu's got somewhat of a grudging smile on her face as she slaps my back. I'm not really sure what she's getting at, but it's not like I don't understand what she's saying. I guess I should heed their advice and go check up on Yuzu. Alright, I'll be right back.
いってらっしゃい。
I pick myself up off my seat and head towards Yuzu's room. I knock, but Yuzu doesn't reply. I hesitantly open the door and step into the room. So she was asleep. I see Yuzu laying over the table and I'm a little relieved. Hey Yuzu, you'll catch a cold. I step closer and I'm surprised by what I see on the table. Holy crap, that's a lot. On top of the table are tall stacks of reference books, and on top of that is what could have been a full ink cartridge worth of papers piled over magazines. And she's even got books in foreign languages. Did she read all of these? I whisper to myself in amazement, but then accidentally brush across a pile of reports. They noisily flutter to the ground. Crap, I gotta pick them up. I crouch down and hurriedly start picking up the reports. Wait a second. What? It dawns on me as I look at the dates written on these papers. Each and every one of them is dated from since we first got here. In other words, this mountain of data was all gathered from the start of this training camp until now. And all of these are pretty well organized. How on earth did she find the time to sort these all out? Yuzu was always with us. She was there with us for meals and was basically watching over all of our activities as well. And she woke up earlier than everyone to make us breakfast. Don't tell me she cut into her sleep for this. I don't really have any proof, but as hardworking as Yuzu is, this isn't an amount of work that could be squeezed into the gaps between training and activities. I feel incredibly indebted to Yuzu, who is peacefully sleeping away at the moment. I won't accept anyone other than Yuzu to examine me. I'm now angry at myself for saying that. I'm sorry, Yuzu. I lightly pat Yuzu on the back. Her soft and gentle figure is striking. She must be tired with helping us with our training, and on top of that, she did all of this. Thank you, Yuzu.
お母さん。
Her lips parted ever so slightly.
お母さん。やだ。やだよ。行かないで。
Her sleep talking. She pitches in her sleep and tears trickle down her face as she calls out.
やだ。お母さん。
After yelling out, Yuzu wakes up. Still in a stupor and unable to distinguish between dream and reality, she takes in her surroundings.
誠一さん。
Sorry, did I wake you?
いえ。ゆず、居眠りしちゃってたんですね。
Don't push yourself too hard. It looked like you were just having a nightmare.
すみません。今日で合宿が終わりだって思ったら、ちょっと気が抜けちゃったみたいです。
Yuzu looks a little disheartened. You were calling out to your mother. Homesick? I only make a slight mention of it, but Yuzu's expression completely changes. I guess I haven't seen Sumire-san in a while. Is she doing well? I ask her without giving it much thought. Yuzu looks downward and gives an unexpected reply.
ゆずのお母さんは、もういません。
Eh?
お母さん、死んじゃったんです。
Died? What are you talking about? In your dream? Are you sure you're awake? Yuzu just shakes her head repeatedly at my every question. I'm taken aback as she sits there, downcast with tears beginning to well in her eyes.
いいえ、本当の話です。寝ぼけてません。
I'm hit by a wave of emotions as I hear Yuzu reply in between sobs. When? Wait, when was this?
ゆずが引っ越しする少し前です。
According to Yuzu's story, this is what happened. In an armed conflict between Doryoku users, Yuzu's mother sustained serious injuries and lost her life in front of Yuzu's eyes. To begin with, Yuzu's mother, Sumire-san, was someone who was often involved in dangerous situations. Yuzu didn't really know the particulars, but apparently she was an agent handling incidents involving Doryoku. I never knew. Mom and Dad never said anything about it either.
あまり表沙汰にはなっていない事件ですので、おそらく事実を知る人間もごく一部かと思います。
So then the reason you suddenly moved away was...
はい。ゆず、一人だけになっちゃったんで、おじい じちゃんに引き取られたんです。
Yuzu's family had always been just mother and daughter for as long as I can remember. Yuzu definitely wouldn't have been able to survive all on her own. I'm left dumbfounded and speechless at the heavy weight of this truth. Remember, Seiichi-kun, if ever there comes the time when you are going to use your doryoku, look deep inside yourself and think about if what you're doing is right. And at the last moment, follow whatever your heart tells you. A memory of Sumida-san's words flashes back to me. I can't believe it. She was a super doryoku user who I'd never heard of backing down. She was beautiful, caring, and really cool. To me, she was a role model. Why? Why? Why wasn't I told?
それがお母さんの願いだったからです。
Huh?
動力はお母さんの誇りだったから、その動力で命を落とすことになったって周りに知られたくなかったんです。
Tears are flowing down Yuzu's cheeks.
だからゆずは
Shouldered Sumida-san's death and left me and others close to her. An extraordinary sadness placed on the shoulders of a very young child, all by herself.
ゆず、お母さんに何もできなかった。
She tightens her fist, resting on her lap.
もしもゆずにちゃんとした動力があれば、お母さんを死なせずに済んだかもしれないです。
How should I comfort her? Words fail me. It's my first time hearing this, and I've never seen Yuzu like this before. She's always looking after me, always bright and positive. I don't think it's your fault, Yuzu. That's the best I can think of.
ゆずのせいです。
Do you think Sumida-san would be happy to see you so sad?
そうですね。きっと怒られちゃいますね。
Sumida-san was usually gentle, but she was super scary when she was mad. If I did something wrong, she would chew me out for real. Just thinking about it has me involuntarily cringing.
ダメですね。誠一さんの前だからって気が緩んじゃいました。
She rubs away the tears and smiles like she always does. However, somewhere in that smile is a hint of sadness. Listen, Yuzu, don't push yourself so much.
はい。ちゃんとわかってますよ。
You're a really strong person, Yuzu. I hug her and pat her head.
そんな、ゆずなんか全然ですよ。動力も使えないし、お母さんみたいに強くありませんし。
But you're even more amazing despite not being able to use Doryoku. You're the one who looks after the team the most, supports the team the most. And your inventions are amazing. If not for you, probably, no, I definitely would not have been able to come this far. I build up all of my emotions and continue to pat her head.
すごいのは誠一さんの方ですし、発明も失敗ばかりですよ。
She looks up at me with a troubled face, cheeks slightly flushed. Thank you, Yuzu. Thank you so much. Thank you for working so hard. For always taking care of me.
誠一さん、
It could be considered a blessing that I, a useless Doryoku user with just a high level, was able to meet this girl named Someya Yuzu. Hey Yuzu, did Sumida-san ever talk about you not being able to use Doryoku?
そういえば全くないですね。むしろゆずの方がどうすればお母さんみたいに動力が使えるようになるか聞いてたくらいです。
I see.
そしたらお母さんいつも笑いながらゆずは気合が足りないからだって。
Haha, that sounds just like her.
でも泣き虫でヘタレなゆずは 動力が使えなくたってちっとも構わない。代わりにいつかゆずを守ってくれる素敵な騎士が現れてくれるからと言ってくれました。
For some reason, she's looking directly at me and her cheeks grow deep crimson. I see. I guess all parents are similar. Even my mom said something like, "Doryoke doesn't need someone like you." Those were tough words to take coming from a kid who wanted to be able to use Doryoke.
あんなに優しい誠一さんのお母さんが？
Yeah, for a kid, that was like denying his future.
そうだったんですか。
But now that I understand the true meaning of her words, I'm thankful.
本当の意味？
Yeah. I grasped Yuzu's hands and smiled to reassure her. Mom was worrying over how Doryoke was causing me grief. As if she realized something, Yuzu gasps. For having the world's highest Doryoke level yet not knowing how to use it, I'd either be ridiculed or experimented on like a lab rat. That's why she probably wanted me to walk down a happier path, unrelated to Doryoke.
それでそんなことを言ったんですね。
Yeah, probably.
それはきっと誠一さんへの愛情から出た言葉だとゆずも思いますよ。
Yeah, a mother only sees her beloved son, even if he's a guy like me. That's also the reason she supported my enrolling in Kashinomori Academy. With a first-rate school like Kashinomori Academy, you may be able to find what you are meant to do. That's what she said when she saw me off. I'm sure on the inside, she was worrying how my Doryoke was affecting me. Sumire-san probably felt the same way about you, Yuzu.
そうかもしれませんね。
After smiling, she buries her face in my chest. I continue to pet her head.
誠一さんになでなでしてもらうのってなんだか気持ちいいです。
I can do this anytime if you ever wish for it. It's the least I can do.
ありがとうございます。また寂しくなった時にお願いするかもしれません。
Sure, don't hold back. A period of silence follows. I can sense her warmth and her smell.
誠一さんのためにももっと頑張らないと。
She whispers this in earnest.
そのためにもゆずはもっともっと研究して人の役にも立てるように頑張らないと。
You've worked plenty hard enough, Yuzu. You pulled all-nighters collating those papers, right? I point to all of the documents strewn over her table. It looks like a huge undertaking to process the sheer number of data to me.
しっかりと研究をしないと誠一さんのためにも人のためにもならないから。
But it'll be all for naught if you push yourself too hard and break down.
大丈夫ですよ。ちゃんと休憩は。
Really? Didn't you just doze off while in the middle of examining these papers? You're way too tired. Without a retort, Yuzu whimpers in a cute way like a little puppy. I was surprised and worried at seeing you laying over the table. If a childhood friend like me is worried, how much do you think your family would be worrying?
そうですね。
Even Chiharu and Jin are worried. They're afraid you were straining yourself and told me to check up on you. And what did I see when I got here?
誠一さんはゆずのことを心配して来てくれたのですか？
Of course, Chiharu and Jin told me, or sorta. Of course. Of course I did. Even if Chiharu and Jin hadn't said anything, I'm your childhood friend after all. After my few words in jest, Yuzu wipes the tears from her face and shows me a smile.
そういうところ誠一さんは全然変わってないですね。
Yep, no progress at all on that front. If you push yourself too much, everyone's going to worry. You should really take a break for today.
ありがとう誠一さん。でもまだすることが。
No, please don't make me worry any more than this.
聖一さん
If I were to push myself too hard, it'd worry you too, right?
はい。心配で心配でたまらなくなります。
See? Now you'll catch a cold. I lightly push her over to the bed. I'm going to keep watch to make sure you fall asleep. What's wrong?
小さい頃、お昼寝の時に同じことを言ったのを覚えてますか？
Did I say something like that?
言いましたよ。でも、見張っている聖一さんの方がいつも先に寝ちゃうんです。
I think she's envisioning the memory because she smiles with eyes just slightly red from her crying moments ago. I've totally forgotten about that ever happening.
ゆずは寝顔を見られるのが恥ずかしくて、逆に寝られませんでしたけどね。
Ach, so it actually had the opposite effect?
ドキドキしながら爪を開けて、聖一さんの様子を確認したりしてました。
Haha, I can kind of see that. Yuzu was so cute as a child. She was much more obedient than she is even now and would always be following me around like a puppy.
聖一さんの手、温かくて優しい。あの頃と同じ。
She grips my hand and smiles warmly. Come now, go to sleep.
はい。
I continue to hold onto her hand. For as long as until she is sound asleep, breathing softly. She had quite a bit of trouble falling asleep, peeking at me from time to time. She still hasn't changed at all. Thus we faded into our final night at training camp.